Hey everyone, and welcome into another PHNX Suns Pregame Show brought to you by our friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. I'm Lindsey Smith, and I've got Espo here with me tonight.
It's just us.
It's just us.
It's going to happen a lot over the next 2 weeks.
It is. Get used to it, because Saul Bookman is off getting married, and Gerald, of course, is doing the thing over at the Footprint Center.
And then we're sending them on the road next week. So
are we?
Yeah, 2 games next
how
week. So
exciting.
it's just us. It's just the two of us for a lot of time.
Hopefully.
I have my feet on the furniture because Saul's not here.
I'm a little jealous. I feel like we should pull it closer to me for postgame so I can put my feet on the table.
I'm also doing it to troll you. So
not rude.
How is everybody? Good weekend? Finally a weekend without Suns games, which is nice for us and sucks for everybody that wants to watch the Suns.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's how it always works.
The chat's really popping right now, too. The Cove Crazies showing up in droves right now.
Well, it is the Suns and the Spurs tonight. The Suns look to start the streak all over again after falling to the Warriors Friday night in what we are calling the scheduled loss.
The thank God McHale's okay game.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Spurs are on a 5-game win streak, so maybe we'll snap that too. I'm pretty confident in that one. The Spurs are playing well, obviously, right now, and they beat the Warriors on Saturday in their back-to-back. I think Gerald Bourguet said it best with a tweet when he said, at least the Suns lost to a good team on the second night of a back-to-back.
That's debatable. I don't know how good the Warriors are. No, yeah, I agree. So.
He was out there doing a really good troll job earlier this weekend. But what do you think? How are you feeling about tonight's game?
I feel good. I mean, this is the first time in a while that the Suns have had 2 days off between games. It gives them time to regroup. You can work on some things in practice as well, because you don't usually get that when you're playing so many games as they have recently and such a compact time like they have. So I feel pretty good going in. I'm getting choked up. I feel so good about I'm feeling really good about tonight and the Suns' chances in starting a new streak. Last time these two teams met, it was a 4-point win, 115-111 for the Suns, but really it was a much larger margin of victory. Not really, but the Suns were up bigger. Spurs went on a 20-10 run to start the fourth quarter to cut it to a 5-point game. So Suns were up double digits in that one. I feel tonight this is a take care of business. You got the home cooking. I don't feel any concern when it comes to this, which probably means they'll lose by 30.
Maybe. I guess we'll find out. But I agree with you that it's probably a more take care of business mentality, especially with the injuries that this team is faced with. So let's go ahead and just look at the injury report for tonight's game.
We can start there.
So obviously for the Suns, Devin Booker will not be playing. He's still rehabbing that left hamstring. Abdel Nader, right knee management, is still out. Then for the Spurs, we've got Devin Vassell and Zach Collins, who will also miss tonight's matchup. So, I know how you feel about Abdel Nader, but the fact that he's missed the last 8 games and the only thing that we're being told is right knee injury management, I find kind of bizarre.
What does that even mean?
That's
right knee injury management. Like, that's ridiculous. We've now gotten to a point where you can be on the injury list with management. It's like load management, now right knee injury management.
No, I think you guys have it wrong. I think it means that someone on the Suns management kicked him in the knee.
James Jones
Jones capped him in the knee. All right, I got it. Right knee management. We forgot the comma.
I just find that so bizarre.
And
I understand that the team is not going to give us any more information on what is actually going on behind the scenes, but again, it's very weird to me.
If we're going to go this route, just go to what hockey does and say lower body injury and no explanation whatsoever, because I don't know what management of a knee injury means. Like, I don't, either he has a knee injury and he's out, or he doesn't.
Right.
Like, you're not managing said knee injury. He's hurt is what it comes down to. And look, teams are looking for any edge that they can get, so less details, I guess, the better, whatever. But I'm sad because thanks to the injury report, we know this is completely Devin-less basketball, as both teams' Devins are out tonight, which is sad. So
But to your point, which led us to the injury report, I do think it's going to be all business tonight because Devin is out. I think that this team knows, obviously, it's always next man up mentality, find the positive in the negative of the injury. But because certain players will be getting more playing time and an opportunity to grow, develop, showcase what they're capable of, I think that the business cap is on a little bit more snug tonight than maybe it is when you have a guy like Devin Booker as well as Chris Paul on your team to get you out of those binds if you ever find yourself in them.
Yeah, and you're coming off a loss, which you haven't had in a while. So I think that also locks it in from a business perspective that it's all right. All that fun of winning 18 in a row is past us. We lost a game. It's time to lock back in and prove ourselves. And I think that's the mentality. That's what a Monty Williams-led team is going to come into a game like this. And it means something to Monty to go up against the Spurs. He played for them. He coached for them. He was part of their front office at one point. He has
a lot of respect for Pop.
Yeah. He wants his team to come out and play discipline and play a way that shows, hey, I'm at your level. I've learned from you in terms of Monty to Pop and that I can beat you. And they have. I believe they won 3 straight coming into this one. So Suns just need to do what we know they're capable of. This is not a great Spurs team. You look at that starting lineup and you go, what, where did Spurs basketball go when you see that? Because we got so accustomed for so long that the Spurs were just going to roll out one of the top lineups in the West. And it's been kind of that just slow de-evolution for the Spurs team. And, I believe they were 28.5 in the win over under this year, which is just territory you're not used to seeing a Pop team in. So this Suns roster is far superior to that of the Spurs, but they have to come out and play disciplined and play the type of basketball that we know they're capable of.
I think, too, taking that L on Friday also probably sparked a little bit of a different type of fire underneath them because they forgot for quite a long time what it felt like to lose a basketball game. And nobody likes that feeling. So they're probably like, okay, let's not do this again.
Well, and now if they beat the Spurs, since the Spurs beat the Warriors, if the Warriors beat the Suns, doesn't that make the Suns better than the Warriors again if they beat the Spurs tonight?
100%.
Isn't that the way passing
works.
around the belt works like that? So
absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of Monty and Pop, we're going to play a little Would You Rather.
Great. I figured there was something weird coming tonight.
Let's go. This is fun.
All right.
All right. You and I will play. Shane, you can chime in too if you'd like.
No, that's all right.
Okay. Would you rather Monty or Pop? Okay. First question.
I thought that was the first one. Just would you rather?
No.
Well,
Monty or Pop are your options.
I find the gray hair of Greg Popovich quite enticing, so I may go Pop here. He'd take control, So.
Which one would you rather play for?
Okay. If I'm a basketball player, which one would I rather play for? I want a ring, right? And I know Pop can get me there. He's done it. But I also know that Pop can be a real pain in the ass from what I've heard as a coach on the court. So do I want to feel better about myself and have Monty help me feel better? Or do I want to be pushed to my limits but know the guy cares about me as well?
I feel like Pop would be so bad for your mental health, Espo.
Have you seen my mental health? It's already bad. I just want the championship at this point. I'm going to go Pop just because he's done it, right? And he's done it at a high level, and he's turned guys with less talent than some of their counterparts into champions just by mentality. I think I'd want to be with Pop.
I'm going to go Monty on this one because I, too, am a sensitive person. So I'm going to need Monty to, lift me up. as he, I think, calls it, what is it, call you in or pull you
Call
up
you
or
in,
whatever
not
instead
call
of
you
calling
out.
you out. Yeah, I'm gonna need that in my life. So I'm gonna pick Monty for this one.
I feel like you have to, if you're on a Greg Popovich team, you have to approach it with the mentality that you do when you go into a haunted house. This isn't real. It's all an act, right? Like so he can't hurt me, and if he's angry, so be it. But like that's all it'll be, right? Like when the clown with the chainsaw comes at you and the chainsaw has no has no chain on it, it's not that dangerous.
I still run.
Yeah,
so
see,
it ain't
all
gonna
right.
work for me. All right. Would you rather be friends with Monty or Pop?
Pop, he owns a winery. Like, I'm getting some quality wine and some good food if I'm hanging out with Greg Popovich, and we can laugh at all the people that he's clowned during press conferences. I'm all in with being friends with Pop.
100%.
This sounds like I don't like Monty. I'd very much like to have a meal with Monty as well, but I just feel like Pop could go next level with that. And he's infamous for his dinners that he has for his teams and his friends. So I'm all in with Pop on that.
I'm definitely picking Pop for friends because I think I would really like just his opinions and his takes on life and all the things that come with life. Not that Monty wouldn't be great, but I think I align a little bit more with Pop, and like I want a friend. I don't want a coach to tell me what's wrong with my life, but I want a friend to tell me what's wrong with my life. You know what I mean?
I think it probably depends on where you are right mentally at the time too. If I've had a rough day, I probably want Monty to give me some of those quotes.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking to just go have a good time, I think I'm going out with Pop.
Okay. I mean, that's true. If you want to have a good time, I feel like Pop might have a little bit more of like that fun bone or the party bone, whatever.
A party bone.
I know.
Right.
I know. All right. Because I said that, we're moving on. Who would you rather play chess with?
Oh, I don't think I'd want to play chess with either of them.
Yeah, they would definitely whoop us both.
They're like that chick from the Queen's Gambit. They're seeing moves up on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there going, can I move this piece this way? Like, I get my ass kicked. It wouldn't be pretty.
Monty would be like the cool guy in the park that like kind of teaches you what he did. Pop would just shit on you the entire game.
Yeah.
I feel like.
He'd murder you.
He
Like
would.
it'd be like 6 moves and it'd be over. So
I think I would, yeah, for that reason that Shane just said, I think I would rather play against Monty because he might teach me how to be better at it later on, where with the game of chess, not basketball, I think Pop would be like, be better.
I'd rather just watch them play each other and I stay the hell out of it. So.
Fair. That's not how this game works, but I also don't play by the rules, so I will allow it. Would you rather Monty or Pop go to a water park with them?
Ooh, I don't want to see
It's
Pop
not
in a
about that.
swimsuit.
It's just
I
the
know, but
idea of what a water park represents.
I get it, but that's part of what happens at a water park. You know?
mean, fair.
Like they're not coming in 3-piece suits, to the water park. Monty maybe like I don't know. I feel like Monty could let loose a little bit more, maybe have some fun. Like,
And Monty's got younger kids, so I think he's still got like
it'd
the
feel less
dad vibe of,
creepy to
like,
be at a water park.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
He would definitely go down water slides.
No, you guys are reading into this wrong. Pop would look at the rules on a water slide and be like, "Fuck that! You mean we can't go down backwards?" He would be so cool. I'm picking Pop.
That's a fair argument. That is a fair argument. He'd be like what is that movie where they like zip lined off or whatever?
I have no clue.
That
is like the
terrible,
most general
it has Adam
description.
Sandler where they go to like their hometown basketball team.
Grown-ups.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was better.
Yes, a zip line. That's like 4,000 movies. All right. Look, I could see wanting Pop at a water park because if a kid cut in line,
Oh, he would have none
Pop
of that.
would just eviscerate them, and that would be entertaining.
All right, last one. Would you rather Pop or Monty argue a call for you?
Oh, it's Pop. Like Pop is former is it? I think it's Navy. I want to say former Navy. So like, yeah, I think I'd want Pop to be arguing that. Like that's a guy that he knows how to kill a man. So that argument takes on a little bit more weight, right?
Plus, since he's an OG in the league, I feel like his words hold more weight currently. Monty will get there, absolutely. But if we're talking present day, I think I would pick Pop.
And he looks like Kiefer Sutherland's dad from the Hunger Games, So that's always intimidating too.
I'm gonna have to Google that one.
Yeah, you'll see it. It looks like it.
All right, well, that was our Would You Rather Pop or Monty game for pregame show. Manuel in the chat says, Monty's the kind of guy who'd read Lindsay's book just because she's on it. Pop's the kind of guy who'd stare at the cover disappointingly but still buy every copy. And I low-key don't hate that description. Because they're both supportive in their own way.
I think Pop would give you the lecture about what the book's about, though, too, potentially. Did you not ask your agent what the content of said book is?
Fair. But it would still be, at least he could tell me what it's about.
Yeah, I think they both very much do care about their players.
Absolutely.
And I think you couldn't go wrong learning from either of those men, especially when it comes to leadership tactics. They have different approaches, but they both are effective at leading men. So.
And they have the same core values, I think, in my opinion. Anyway, they might, like you said, different approach, but the value of why they do what they do is still the same to me. Plus, you could even, Shane and I talked about this before the show, you could even make the argument that Monty's style of basketball is a modernized version of Pop's style of basketball.
If you look at this Suns team, they are very much more the Spurs of 06-07 than they are the Suns of 06-07. This team is a descendant of those great Spurs teams, not of the high-flying offense that was the Suns back then. So, look, I think it's a testament to you can share similar values and get to a destination in very different ways in life, and both these men do that. I don't know if that helped you get ready for the game in general, but I enjoyed that. Like, I'm now ready to watch these coaches on the sideline.
Me too. I'm stoked for it. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit more about tonight's game, starting with what our friends at DraftKings thinks about tonight's game.
Yeah, the DraftKings Sportsbook app. That's the wrong graph. There we go, Shane. The DraftKings Sportsbook app has the Suns favored by 7.5 tonight, which, I think they feel very much the same way we do. The Suns team is a vastly superior roster to the Spurs, and that they're at home. They'll take care of business. I think this line is probably a little low, to be frank.
Even without Devin?
Yeah, I think it's a little low, but yeah, I can see that. Before we get to the next thing, we're gonna do something new tonight. We're gonna spin this beautiful wheel to decide who I am gambling on to make the first field goal of the game. We've only included numbers from the Suns.
Yes, so, and we know that Landry Shamet is starting again tonight.
Yes, so. Thus why the 14 is on there. So we're going to spin this, and then I'm going to try to read who it lands on. Thrilling, I know, for all of you, but let's see who I'm going to waste some money on this evening.
All right.
I'll bet with you too.
That one's much slower.
I can't see. You're going to have to turn it.
We're betting on Landry Shamet to make the first basket.
Come on, Landry.
I can tell you, if it was the guy who's going to shoot the first shot, we'd be rich. I don't know if it's going to go in, but we will bet on Landry tonight for the first field goal, fellas.
First field goal, fellas.
That's what somebody
we're gonna go with.
I don't know what the odds are, but we're going to get good odds on that for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do it real quick after we
will you look it up real quick for us, Shane? Yeah. While we do that, Shane, can you also put up our picks?
Geez, Shane, can you do
I'm
everything?
I'm just asking Shane to do it all tonight.
We actually let Lindsay make her own pick tonight since two other people aren't here.
I picked the Suns by 6 because I think this is an easy W, but I'm not as fully confident as you in Vegas that it'll be more than 6.
Yeah, I have the Suns by 10. I think they'll cover that spread, and they'll get a double-digit win here. Saul, Spurs by 3. This looks like a real pick. It is not. Do you know why it's Spurs by 3?
No.
3 days till Saul's wedding.
So. Oh, okay.
I'm being nice.
I felt like it had something to do with his wedding, but I didn't know when the actual day of the wedding was.
I believe it's Thursday, so if my counting's right, 3 days.
Landry and Doug McDermott are tied for the highest odds to score the first field goal at plus 1,000.
Ooh,
so
we're going to make some cash.
Some money.
Can we throw the picks back up? We got to go over what Gerald's was in the reasoning. Gerald has the Spurs by 154. Any idea? If you read the game notes, you probably figured it out.
Oh shit! Well,
don't look at it.
No one looking at it now.
Yeah,
was it the last time that the Suns lost?
No.
Days
What?
I don't know. Because we've won. This is
All right.
Jeez, oh Pete. The Suns have beat the Spurs 3 times in a row,
Yeah.
so I was thinking maybe it was the last time they lost.
It's the number of games Monty Williams played as a Spur.
Oh,
154.
Oh, goodness,
so
I didn't read that far down on the game notes.
I speed read it and read it in both the game notes for the Suns and the Spurs. So I thought you'd get that one. Fabio in the chat says, I'll watch the game thinking about Pop and a water park.
You're welcome.
And that is exactly, imagine that Speedo, Fabio. That's what I'm saying.
And then Code JJM, 2 things. He said, I think the Spurs are on a win streak too. That is correct. They are on a 5-game win streak. And then he also said, this is Ayton's time to convince the team he is a max player, which I also agree with. Being without Devin Booker, this is where he can really step up big and show. He can compete for that third option, right? Like Monty has talked about having Mikal as the third scoring option, but I think DA and Mikal are like 3-1 or 3A and 3B.
Honestly, when Devin's not there, and if Chris Paul's going to do this self-imposed load management when it comes to shooting, DA should be the number 1 option.
Yeah.
Because he's the guy who can get you the most automatic buckets. He's the most consistent. He's the most efficient scorer. Mm-hmm. Even on a night where he was unusually inefficient, he was still efficient for the Suns on Friday night. So I feel like he needs to be the focal point without Devin there and force that issue. And they did it some against Detroit, some in that first Warriors game. But Coach JJM, you're 100% right. This is the time where DA proves that he deserves that money. Offensively, he can keep them afloat and keep them consistent. I think they need to go to him early and often.
Absolutely. I'm with you. And then Chris in the chat says, Happy Linz gets a game an hour earlier tonight. You and me both, my guy.
Sorry to let you know, but the 2 after this are
I
8
know.
p.m. games.
There's one next week is 8:30.
Yeah,
the Clippers.
That's the joy of that's Monday. Monday, a week from today, the Clippers game at the same time that the Cardinals are playing the Rams out at State Farm Stadium. So literally the only 3 people that will be in this building is you, me, and Shane.
Yeah, everyone else will be at the tailgate.
Because Gerald is in LA for the game, and everybody else will be out at the block party. Mm-hmm. We will be holding it down here, and we'll be here until like midnight that night.
Which, listen, we'd love to have you join us for that. But if you're a Cardinals fan as well, that block party sounds really, really, really cool. And you can find out the information for that on our
You can go
Twitter?
to
What is it? PHNX _ Cardinals?
Yeah, go there and they have all the details. With that, you get a free food and free unlimited drinks. With us, you're not getting any of that. You're buying your own stuff. So just keep that in mind.
I mean,
unless Lindsay wants to buy you drinks, I'm not buying you shit.
They're two very good options is what we're saying. So just pick whichever one floats your boat a little bit more. All right, Espo, we got to get ready for this matchup. Do you have anything else before we say goodbye?
Yeah, what time is dinner coming? Because we ordered food.
It said 45 minutes to an hour, 30 minutes.
I love that you just looked at your wrist with no watch and just made shit up. That is Lindsay for you, everybody.
Hey-o.
Hey.
Okay, I have one last thing before we go. I am trying to update my son's Twitter.
Oh, I thought you meant
list.
resume.
No, my son's Twitter list. I need more friends. So if you are active on Twitter, can you at me tonight at Lindsay Smith AZ so I can follow you and add you to my son's Twitter list? Because I need more people, and you guys obviously are the homies. Like, you show up night in and night out, and we appreciate your support. And I want to be able to chat with you on Twitter. So please at me at Lindsay Smith AZ so I can follow you and add you to my son's Twitter list. And then you can follow Espo too at Espo on Twitter.
Please at me and I will mute each and every one of you.
Rude.
Just to even it out, since Lindsay wants to hear from more of you.
And of course, you can follow the show on Twitter at PHNX _ Suns. And we will be right back here in roughly 2.5 to 3 hours. So come hang out with us once that final buzzer goes off. I didn't know where I was going with that one. And until then.
Hold on. No, we're not leaving before we address it. Code JJM says, to who it may concern, I would wear socks with Espo's face on them. Is that a positive or a negative? I cannot tell.
That's absolutely a positive.
Yeah,
I want people to don my mustache on
All
their
right.
on their socks.
Code JJM, I will work on getting you some socks
Yeah,
with my cartoon
That'd be a
face on
great
them.
Christmas gift for him.
Just for you.
Just for you.
Ahoy, hoy, everybody.